Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm talking about the compatibility between Taurus and Scorpio. So Taurus and Scorpio, we're talking about Venus and Pluto. Venus is all about beauty. Venus is light and fluffy. Venus is about harmony and sunshine and rainbows. But Pluto is the dark one. Pluto reminds you about the dark side. Pluto invites you into the underworld and a world that you've never seen and never known. So essentially what happens when you mix a sign like Taurus, who's ruled by Venus, with a sign like Scorpio, that's ruled by Pluto. Scorpio and Taurus are opposite signs. This actually means that they're the most compatible combination for each other. Opposite signs repel, but they also attract like nothing else, just like a set of magnets. So with this combination, there are a lot of challenges as these two have so many core differences. But opposite signs are usually of the same modality, meaning that these are both fixed signs. Even though they have so many core differences, their way of dealing and responding with things is usually quite similar. Why is this combination compatible? Firstly, Taurus is the sign of the five senses. Taurus loves to indulge in their five senses. They love to really feel things deeply. They want to feel good. Even though Taurus can be a very hardworking sign, Taurus can also be a sign that just prefers to indulge in the pleasures of life. Things like good food, sex, binging on Netflix movies. That's really what Taurus is all about. Scorpio is really about deep sensual experiences. Scorpio wants to get to the core of their partner. They want to have these earth-shattering moments with them where they feel like they're connected at the core of each other's souls. This is actually a good combination because Taurus has the awareness of the five senses to provide a sensual experience to Scorpio that is entirely unmatched by any other sign, meaning that Taurus knows how to work their sense of touch, their mouth, their voice, their sense of hearing. They know how to work everything in order to create one of the most intense and profound experiences for Scorpios, which is exactly what they're looking for. But at the same time, because Scorpio loves to provide these intensely deep, intimate experiences to their partner, Taurus also gets fully satisfied in all their senses. So for this reason, this is actually a remarkable combination, and the attraction and fireworks between these two is off the charts. But because we're talking about two fixed signs here, often a battle of wills can draw these two apart. But it's their polar opposite magnetic attraction that always draws them back together. And no matter how stubborn either of them are, each of them knows that no one else can really provide them with such a deeply fulfilling, sensual, and intimate experience as what the other can. A big challenge for these two is because they have such fixed natures, instead of looking for ways to solve things, instead of looking for ways that are maybe different or out of their comfort zone, they're so fixed and stubborn that they'd rather just brick wall each other instead of trying to progress, instead of trying to change the relationship. So the biggest challenge that these two need to overcome is staying in the same state for years and years, and maybe even the entire relationship, without finding innovative ways to solve the issues they have between each other. So the journey of a relationship between a Scorpio and a Taurus is not for the weak, because when these two stubborn signs collide, it's a game of chicken, each one daring the other to blink first. Taurus, with fixed earth energy, refuses to budge an inch, while Scorpio's obsessive, all-consuming nature will stop at nothing to get what it wants. It's a battle of wills that can leave both sides bruised, battered, and gasping for air. But there's a secret key in this relationship that can really help them, and that is surrender. When Taurus learns to let go of their need for control and dives headfirst into the emotional depths that Scorpio provides, magic really happens between these two. When Scorpio learns to trust in the grounding and stabilizing force that Taurus provides, and to let down their walls and let themselves be truly seen and loved, that's when an incredible relationship can occur. When these two signs try to stop dominating each other and they actually start working together, they can be a force to be reckoned with. Taurus can teach Scorpio the value of patience and of savoring life's simple pleasures, while Scorpio shows Taurus the power of complete and total surrender. partner. So in essence, this is the Scorpio and Taurus dynamic, a constant push and pull between love and hate, loyalty and betrayal, passion and pain. It's a relationship that demands nothing less than complete and total surrender, a willingness to bare your soul and lay it all on the line. So if you're a Taurus, let me ask you this. Do you have the balls to stare into the abyss of the Scorpio soul, to actually face the flames of their true intensity and to come out the other side unscathed? Because if you do, if you're willing to take that leap of faith and plunge headfirst into the unknown, the rewards are beyond your wildest dreams. A Scorpio has the ability to peer into a Taurus's soul and to see and identify their deepest and their most darkest desires. They can see the desires in the part of the Taurus that no one else can see, the part of the Taurus that the Taurus has tried so hard to show to other people but felt unsafe to. In this relationship, each party really wants to connect with the other at a soul-to-soul level, but each party has their fears and their walls up. So it actually takes a while for a Taurus and Scorpio to begin to trust that the other one is a safe space. Initially, there is a lot of distrust. A Scorpio knows that a Taurus wants to be consumed by a loving so powerful that it transforms their very being. And the same counts for a Scorpio. A Scorpio is not a shallow one-dimensional archetype. They're complex, multi-layered enigmas, people who have seen the ugly, twisted side of human nature and emerge stronger, wiser, and more fiercely protective about what they believe in than ever. They operate at a code of honor that demands absolute loyalty and devotion. And this is a code that the Taurus must learn to navigate if they hope to ever earn the trust and love of a Scorpio. You see, the thing is that Taurus has met so many people and they can often be quite sociable. So they might have so many friends and acquaintances in their lives. And all these different people might not expect such a deep level of devotion and loyalty. So when they meet the Scorpio, they're hit by a bus and completely taken aback by how much they actually have to put in to make this person feel safe. And the thing is, the Scorpio is used to nobody really being willing to put that amount of effort into it. People don't want to deal with the messy and dirty things about the Scorpio. They just want to deal with the beautiful surface level things. Not the Taurus. The Taurus knows that when they actually do sink their teeth into the Scorpio, the Taurus is actually more intrigued by that inner nature of the Scorpio than anyone else. And they can identify a kindred spirit who is looking for a love that is completely out of this world and a connection and bond that is entirely unbreakable. A Scorpio will move heaven and earth to keep their Taurus partner safe. And this is the level of commitment and dedication that a Taurus is really looking for. Taurus wants somebody who is going to be so stable and so persistent in their life. Somebody who's not going to give up with them. Somebody who's going to keep fighting, keep trying, who's going to go through all the difficult times but still come out with them at the end. This is exactly what Taurus is looking for. Taurus doesn't want these people that leave when things don't suit them or have these casual flighty relationships. They are the one sign that represents stubborn dedication that cannot be matched. So that is literally what they want from their partner, is that dedication that is unshakable by anything. And this is really something that Scorpio can give them. This is the very trait that Scorpio offers that other zodiac signs may run away from. But Taurus embraces it because they need that stable, persistent love throughout their life. Of course, it's very important to remember that this kind of soul-deep, life-altering love is really not for the faint of heart. The Taurus will have to confront their own shadows, to face the parts of themselves they've kept hidden away for very long. They'll also have to learn to relinquish their control and to trust in the Scorpio's strength and surrender to the unknown and the higher forces that are at play. But if the Taurus is really brave enough and they're willing to take that leap of faith and plunge headfirst into the abyss, then the rewards are beyond measure. It'll be a love that transcends time and space, that defies all logic and reason. A love that sets your soul on fire and consumes you from the inside out, leaving you forever changed in its wake. The Taurus's stubborn and immovable side will crash against the Scorpio's need for control like waves crashing against a rocky shore, creating a push and pull that's as addictive as it is exhausting. If they can weather the storm, if they can surrender to the flow of their combined energies and learn to navigate the labyrinth of each other's hearts, the rewards are beyond anything mere mortals could imagine. It's a love so fierce, so all-consuming, it'll burn away everything that came before, leaving them both reborn in the ashes of their own passion. Loving a Scorpio is like walking through fire, and the Taurus who dares to take on the challenge better be ready to get burned. The Scorpio will test them, they'll push their limits, and then push them even further, all in the name of a love that demands nothing less than complete and total surrender. Yet for those who are brave enough to take that leap, the rewards are beyond measure. It's a love that transcends, a love that heals, a love that leaves them both forever changed and forever bound by the secrets they share and the scars that they bear. When it comes to getting into the sheets, Scorpio is no joke. Sex is their religion. It's their reason for living and for dying. It's the one mystery that they'll spend their entire life trying to unravel and trying to dive into. And that's one thing that a Taurus needs to understand. A sexual relationship with a Scorpio partner requires total surrender and total willingness to explore all the aspects of each other's being that exists. It can be quite intense. Scorpios have this reputation for being sex symbols. They're the kind of people who leave a trail of broken hearts but satisfied bodies in their wake. But in essence, they're searching for that one incredible partner who they can have those earth-shattering experiences with. And a Taurus is one of the rare signs that can provide that. The thing is that the Taurus understands the raging fire that burns within their Scorpio lover because they have the same intensity simmering beneath their own cool, composed surface. When it comes to emotions, it's important to remember that a Scorpio is a creature of extremes, a walking contradiction of cool logic and seething emotion. They may present a calm, cool, and collected facade to the world, but underneath, they're a volcano waiting to erupt. When a Scorpio gets passionate about something, whether it's politics or arts or the way that their neighbor trims their damn hedges, they dive in headfirst, pouring every ounce of their being into the cause. The Taurus, on the other hand, is all about stability and practicality. They don't have time for all that messy, exhausting emotional stuff. So when the Scorpio starts getting all worked up about something, the Taurus will find themselves rolling their eyes and wondering why the Scorpio can't just chill out. And that's when the real trouble starts in this relationship. So Scorpio, sometimes it can just really help to let things go because not everything out there needs to be dived into and dissected so deeply. Sometimes you actually can just let things be. Taurus, remember, when your Scorpio pulls away and acts all cold and distant and like they don't care, they're lying to you. And they're also lying to themselves. Because the truth is that losing you will tear them apart inside. But the Scorpio is too damn proud to show it. They're too scared of being vulnerable. And also admitting that they need you like they need the air that they breathe. So often a Scorpio can hide inside a mask of indifference, pretending that they don't care. But inside, they care more than you can ever imagine. But if you can see through this and you have the courage to be vulnerable yourself, and to actually show the Scorpio that you're not going anywhere, no matter how hard they're trying to push you away. That's when you break through the walls and touch the tender, wounded heart that beats beneath. And that's really the secret. Show them that no matter how hard they push you away, and no matter how dramatic they can be, that you'll be there, and you will have the Scorpio's love forever. At the end of the day, the Scorpio and the Taurus are two sides of the same coin. They're both stubborn as hell, both loyal to a fault, and both capable of a love so deep and so true that it defies all logic and reason. Because they're so stubborn and both convinced their way is the only way, when the argument starts and when the anger boils over, watch out because it does get really ugly. But the secret to making this wild affair work is forgiveness. True, honest to God forgiveness. The kind that doesn't just gloss over the hurt, but actually lets that shit go. Because if these two can't learn to forgive each other, to overlook the flaws and the mistakes and the petty bullshit, they're going to end up alone and miserable. Two lonely souls forever haunted by the ghost of what could have been. But obviously, even the hottest flames can't sustain a relationship on their own. These two are going to have to work at it. They're going to have to dig deep and face their own demons if they want to make it last. The Taurus needs to learn to bend and to compromise and to see things from the Scorpio lover's point of view. And the Scorpio is going to have to learn to let down their walls, to trust in the strength of their Taurus's love, even when the world feels like it's crumbling. So that's it for today. Are you a Taurus or are you a Scorpio? And are you in love with a Taurus or Scorpio? And what has your experience been? Let me know in the comments. Are you in this relationship? What has it been like? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I've also added the links to my social media and my website and Patreon in the description to this video that you can check out if you'd like to connect with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.